Now, hey guys, this is chapter 4. New Lots Boys versus Canarsie Chaplans. All right, round 1. So, and don't forget, these stories all come from Brooklyn Street Fighter, growing up East New York, surviving the war zone. You can get this on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. All right, thanks guys. Thank you. So, all right, this was again 1959. Miles Shoe Store was located on Linden Boulevard, on the corner of Ashford and Linden Boulevard. Right across the street was the Boulevard Projects, right on the corner. That's where it started, Boulevard Projects. So, I mean, it was a beautiful, warm night, and we were hanging out at the Triangle, and I was in the boys' club, so we were all hanging out on the avenue, you know, and there was apparently there was a party going on. In the projects, you know, Canarsie Chaplans, which is a huge black gang, and their ladies. It was like 20, maybe a little more guys and just as many girls, you know. And Miles Shoe Store was right across the street, and people are in it. It was all windows and it was bright. I mean, fluorescent lighting. It was really, really pretty cool. But what happened is the party went into the street. Now, at that time, people were, you know, I mean, Wrangell, Schlitz beer, Peel's beer, Jive 7 wine, you know, all those things were big then, you know, half and half, you know, and you know, marijuana was just like coming into the picture, and these young guys were doing it. Most of the guys there and girls were like from 14 to 18, I say, you know, and they were doing their thing, but they're getting drunk and they're getting rowdy, and the people in the shoe store, black and white, and the people who worked there, they locked the doors. I mean, they didn't want no part of this because the party was going into the street, going in front of the store, and they were scared. They were afraid. There's a lot of guys here, and if they're getting drunk, they get rowdy, and you never know. So they were really afraid. So one of our guys comes running to New Lots area and goes, "Hey, there are Canarsie, there are Chaplans on right near Miles Shoe Store on Ashford and Linden Boulevard." And, you know, most of the time when we get a chance to kick some Chaplin ass, we're going to do it, man. We're going to do it. It don't matter, you know. I mean, they do it to us. We do it to them. It's fine. It's fine. So about 20 of us, guys in the boys' club, guys at the Triangle, you know, we all get together, and we go down Elton Street. Now, right on Linden Boulevard, across from the shoe store, was a lot where kids would play baseball and football, and you know, in the lots. That's where they played their games. So it was like a 15-foot drop into a hole. So we all went into the hole, and a lot of times, you know, during Christmas time, we would collect the dry Christmas trees and light a huge bonfire in that lot. I mean, huge. I mean, it would touch the clouds, you know. So now all the guys are in the lot. So myself and two of my friends, we go up and we walk towards them on Linden Boulevard. Now you're looking at us, and we're in the middle of the boulevard, and I'm sure they were thinking, "Oh, we're gonna kick some white ass. Look at these white punks, you know." So I'm like, "All right, so do what you got to do." You know, they didn't say that, but I'm sure that was on their mind. So they come running across the street, chasing us, you know, and as they're chasing us, we back off to the other side of the street towards the lot. And as they get closer, all the guys come up from the lot. Now, these guys are like, where did these guys come from? Like 20 guys are coming up. Mousy had a gun, so he shot a couple of shots. They couldn't get out of their way fast enough. They were tripping on each other and pushing each other. We caught a few of the slower ones, laid them out right in the middle of the boulevard. And it was pretty much a lot of traffic. I don't know if anybody got hit by a car. I would hope not. But so we kept chasing them right across to where the party was, and they kept running. They probably ran back to Canarsie, left their women right there, you know. And as I walked up, these women, they were all dressed. I mean, they're dressed for a party. I mean, nicely dressed, nice hairdos. And I'm like, ladies, don't worry. We're not gonna do nothing. But isn't it disgusting that your men just stopped and left you? They were like, yeah, they were like, they did their thing, they were cursing him and shit like that. I said, it's fine. So, I'll tell you another thing. You see, if that happened on Let's Avenue, you ran, forget it. You can't run. If you ran and left them there, you come back to New Los Angeles, you get smacked. Or people not talk to you, they call it creeping out. Would creep you out if you did that. So they were gone. So we're there and we're just hanging out. People in my shoe store, they're outside now cheering us on. They're like, yeah. So as we start to leave, I'm walking out. As I'm walking away, I see this gorgeous girl. Like, I mean, she was a blue-black, shiny, gorgeous skin. I mean, she had a lace dress on, like a beige lace dress, with the slip underneath. Really, really classic. And she had short hair, which I didn't see because most of the black girls at that time had, did their hair like the white girls, And but she was like, man, I never seen anything like this. I looked at her and I said, oh, God, this is one of God's creatures. This is a work of art. I mean, I was like very like attracted to her in that way. But in those days, you're black, you're white. There was a difference, and I was young, I was shy. Even with white girls, I was shy. I mean, it didn't matter, But I just walked up to her and I just looked at her and she smiled. She had little, white teeth, white pupils in her, not pupils, but the whites of her eyes. And she was really, really gorgeous, Hey, cut it out. There's my dogs. I got a lot of. Hey, cut it out. So as we're leaving, the people in my shoe store, they were like shaking our hands. They were like, yeah, hey, thanks, man, But it was good. It was a good feeling, It was a good night. My actions created an emotion in me, and that night, good everlasting dreams were created for me. I thank God for those times. I mean, I don't know what you might think of these stories that I'm telling you. They're all true. They're exactly what happened. And again, I didn't know about racism so much. The word it usually wasn't spread. It started a little later to get really like, oh, you're racist. Like, okay, leave me alone. All right. So that was it. It was really good. I mean, you see, that girl is another one of those girls that, I'm like, I wonder how she grew up. She was so pretty and so different than the other black. Not that they weren't pretty, I guess, but I didn't notice that. But I noticed this young lady, and it left some good dreams for me. All right, I was just a punk. I was so young. I had no nerve, especially talking to girls. Big tough guy. All right. Thanks again. Thanks for listening to my stories. God bless you all. Ciao, ciao.